We need to talk.
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 Welcome to our first We Need to Talk podcast. I am MR.KOA, your host, and alongside the co-host.
This is Top Boy in the building, in the flesh.
If you guys follow my KOA Talk YouTube channel, you guys would know we just made a video together called Long Distance Relationships. First time, put Top Boy under the heat.
Yeah. I can definitely say that I definitely slipped up a little bit, but I won't ever forget the fact that you conveniently decided to leave out some key pieces of information here.
Listen.
Everyone's slandering me saying that Hamilton ain't that far.
Listen, if you guys are wondering what he's talking about, I was talking about long distance relationships, and I asked him to give me an example of when he had a long distance relationship and talk about it. And he said, you know what? There's this one girl when I was in Hamilton, Hamilton? That's your example of long distance?
I like the way you're like
there's no way
playing
to put
this.
There's no way to put it.
What do you mean there's no way to put it? First of all, I said I had moved away to school to Hamilton, and I fully said it was far for her, not for me.
But listen, if we're gonna call a spade right now, when I asked you, you give me an example of a long distance. Why was that your choice?
Because
no, that means you also consider that long distance.
No, the only reason I gave that as the choice because that was the closest thing that I've ever got to a long, quote unquote, long distance relationship. Regardless, I'm not getting slandered anymore. That's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna allow myself to get slandered in the future.
Anyways, guys, go check that video. Great video. First time I have Top Boy on the KOA Talk channel. It was an amazing time. Now, you guys are here for a reason. Come to the channel every week. This is where we're gonna talk about relationships, anything relationship based, some stuff in the news.
Talking about pop culture. So we might talk about sports from time to time. The main thing that we're gonna be talking about has to do with relationships.
That's why you guys are here. We need to talk. When the guy hears that from the woman, what?
It means death.
And this is the thing. See, his first response was it means death. The channel, this podcast, we're trying to remove that fear from you guys of thinking if a woman says or anyone says we need to talk, that means it's a negative thing. Talking is always a bad thing.
That's true. I mean, the cornerstone of most relationships should be communication, right? And that's different. That's different for every relationship. Some people communicate a lot. Some people communicate not that much. And it works just for that relationship. We need to talk. We're here to promote that communication. Don't be scared, fellas, when you hear those 4 words. It doesn't mean you're going to die. I was just exaggerating. Don't worry about that.
You're trying to avoid that conversation as long as possible. Are you
Pretty much. You're either trying to avoid it or trying to figure out how you're not going to die when you have that talk. I can tell you from personal experience, growing up, before I ever had a woman tell me we need to talk, my father used to say, or whenever I knew that I was going to have a conversation, I was going to get in trouble, Mr. Zamora, Mr. and my first name.
You're done.
And I knew that I was in shit.
You're done.
I knew I was in the deep shit.
You're like, Dad, I'm not even a man yet.
Not a man.
Calling me Mr.
Mr. Zamora. I'm like, damn, I'm about to get screwed. I find that we need to talk gets said sometimes even when the situation isn't even that serious. The whole point is that when we hear those words, I get scared. My palms start getting sweaty.
When you hear those words, the first thing you think is, what did I do? No, what did I do?
Exactly
if you're at work or you're at the gym, when you get a text, you go to your phone, you're in a great mood, you're smiling, you jog over to your phone, let me check my Instagram, you scroll down, you see a convo from your girl, you're like, okay, cool, maybe she's checking up, and it's we need to talk, period. Your day's done. You're not going back on the court. You're getting dressed, you're packing your shoes, and you're thinking, what the fuck did I do? What did I do? Was it last week? Did I do something? Did you find something? Did you see something? You're tripping for no reason. Even if you did nothing, you tricked yourself to believe you did something. You're like, maybe I was talking to that girl a little too friendly that one day.
Yeah. Prime example. The other night, I'm going out with my boys, right? Having a good time. I tell my girl, I'm going out. Everything's going to be cool. I don't hear from her for an hour and a half. Everything's cool. She texts me, 9:45 p.m. She says, we need to talk. With a period at the end. The period is the killer. Yeah? That's the killer. Because you know they don't be.
You don't need grammar. Periods. You don't need periods in text.
The entire time we talk, you're not using commas. You're not using periods. You're not using semicolons. But now your grammar's on point. Anyway, she says we need to talk with a period at the end, and I'm like, shit. I look up from my phone with a look of despair on my face, and I'm like, shit. She hit me with the we need to talk, and I'm like, babe, what's going on? What's happening? No reply. 20 minutes go by. I'm sweating. I'm anxious. She finally responds. I see the little speech bubbles pop up. I'm like, shit. Then she says, what time are you coming home? I'm hungry. Of all the things
I'd be pissed.
for me to be sweating over,
I'd toss my phone.
that's when I put my phone in my pocket.
I'd shatter the screen.
And then I leave. And then go get her food and come home because, you know, that's what good boyfriends do.
Today we're going to be talking about supporting your partner. And we got this motivation from the recent step down. Well, not step down. His term ended. Obama's gone. Damn, that sucks.
Unfortunate.
But Michelle Obama has been his backbone through his entire candidacy. And before it, that is really started from the bottom. Michelle was there on the grind when she's like, you know what, baby? You about to be president.
The only person the entire time that didn't doubt him was Michelle.
Michelle Obama is the standard, I'd say, for a wife.
Pretty much. I mean,
I don't know her personally, but I mean, from what we know as a president's wife.
Yeah, Obama has said himself, I'm pretty sure on numerous occasions, that he wouldn't be who he is today if it wasn't for Michelle Obama, right? And even if he didn't say that, I would probably still believe that just because of the way she carries herself and all the things she's done, the way they've raised their daughters. So it kind of led me to thinking about what does supporting your partner really look like?
What does that mean to you, support? You know, everyone has relationships. You know, some relationships, some are serious, some are not. But every single person, whether you're just talking to them as a fling or it's your actual girlfriend or boyfriend, you're looking for support. Whatever it is you're doing, whether you're a rapper, like a lot of you, no shade. Whether you're a rapper or you're trying to go with sports or you're a singer or you're an artist, anything, you just want to have support from your significant other, regardless of what it is. Support isn't always financial. And support isn't always positive. I don't want to just hear, oh my God, that's so amazing. Oh my God, you're so good. Oh my God, you're the greatest. That's not support. That's not helping anybody. Support sometimes is you telling someone, this is shit.
Yeah.
This is garbage.
The term, yes men. Like you don't want
yes
yes
man
men
or
yes woman. You
Yeah.
don't want either one of those in your life. Why would you spend all your time being in a relationship with someone who's just gonna feed into the bullshit? Right, like you want to be with someone that's gonna tell it like it is, right? Like if you're doing bad at something, like I would want to know, right, so I can improve.
Many people, you know, with some type of social media following, they have fans. You have fans online, and you might do something, and if they like you, they won't tell you. They won't tell you this is garbage because either they're a fan of you, they fear you, they don't want you to dislike them because they don't like what you're doing, so they won't give you their honest opinion. So having a partner that when you come home and everyone's praising you like, oh my God, you're so great, and you get home and your girl or your man's like, it's all right, that will push you.
It's very true. Like I can speak from personal experience. Like if I'm working on a project or I don't know, there's something that I've put out, I will want the most recognition from the person that I'm with, right? Or I want the most critical feedback from that person. Only because I spent enough time around them to know how they think. And hopefully I'm at a point where they're going to tell it to me like it is, right? Like I have no interest in being in a relationship with someone that isn't going to point out some of my flaws or weaknesses, as long as they're doing it and coming from a place where they're trying to help me.
You guys might be listening about this and be like, you know, I'm with somebody and I don't feel like I can support them because I'm not interested in what they do. And I've had that issue, to be honest, with myself. It's like you want to support the person you're with, but if you're not into it, this is where it gets tricky, because to support someone doesn't mean you have to love what they're doing.
The reality is, it's like if you can find someone who truly supports you, even if it's something that they personally wouldn't do themselves or they're not entirely into, for me, it makes me love that person that much more, because I see that they actually care about what it is that I'm interested in or what my goals are. So even if they don't personally align with it, they still want to see me succeed, right? And they'll do what they can to help reach that goal or support me. Like that's all you really need.
Do you believe in opposites attract? I think less people think opposites attract, and more people are looking for people similar to themselves. To be honest, do you really want to date yourself? Really?
I'm a dick.
Really date yourself. Like when I was younger, I used to think this. When I was younger, I would play basketball. I still play now. But when I was younger, I'm like, you watch movies like Love and Basketball, and you're like, that's what I want. I want to find a girl that hoops. I want to find a girl that we're both getting scholarships and we can both go to the gym. Listen, I don't want my girl everywhere. You don't really want your girl doing the exact same things you're doing, because then what are you learning? You're not getting any new experiences. I believe now, as I've gotten older, that opposites are actually more what you're looking for, because you want to get another experience. You want to be able to bring something to the table.
That's very
You want to
true.
be able to grasp something from the person you're with. But do you really want to be with someone that's exactly like you?
Like Mr. K.O.A. said, you want to be with someone who, at the end of the day, is going to support you, going to make you happy. And in most cases, from what I've seen, whether it's from my friends who are in relationships or my own personal relationship, you want to be with someone that does betters you. And quite often, they're going to be different from you. I learn the most from someone who is not like me, right? I genuinely get intrigued by talking to people about things I have like no clue about, and I like to learn about different things. So the only way I'm going to get that is if I'm with someone who literally does not think the same way that I do.
Donald Trump, has it sunk into you guys yet? Donald Trump is the president of the United States, leader of the free world.
Who he looks like to me? Donald Trump looks like the mayor of Whoville from have you seen his hair? Yeah. The way the grip, he looks like the mayor of Whoville. But still, like, Donald Trump's president now, and that means Obama's presidency is done. But
That's sad.
It is sad.
This is the end. Thank God, right? Thank you guys for stopping by. This is our first episode of the We Need to Talk podcast.
Like Ryan said, thanks for coming by, tuning in, listening. Please give us feedback. Let us know what you guys think.
Listen, supporting your partner, we need real support for our podcast. If this was shit, tweet me. This was garbage. I need you to tweet me right now. The podcast was trash, Mr. KOA. Tell me if it was trash. Tell me, and I will look at it. I won't retweet it, but I'll see it. And I'll respect it, and I'll be better.
Ryan's a spiritual one. Like I said, share your location when you when you send the feedback. I might run up on you, but I'll give you a hug just to say thanks for the feedback. Don't worry about that.
My Instagram is Mr. KOA. Top Boy is Top Boy on Instagram, but he uses a 0.
They use a 0 for the last O because there's some schmuck on Instagram that took my name, and it's deactivated. It's got a whack Insta account too. It's not even nice.
So just use a Top Boy _
I think I tried that. I don't know. That looks whack.
It does.
Whatever. Mine's fine right now. You know what? I'm going to report that dude. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to report him. Say his Insta account is trash. That's why it needs to be deleted. And I'm going to try to get it. But regardless, you can follow me on Instagram, TopBoy, TOPB0Y. And on Twitter, you can follow me at TopBoyZ. So follow me there. I say some wild shit sometimes, but sometimes I say some smart stuff too.
Until next week, you guys will be here next week, right? Right? Thanks. Peace out.
Peace.